Rain hammered against the cracked windows of the tiny apartment as 8-year-old Ava Johnson pressed her face to the glass, her stomach still growling from last night's empty dinner table. The world outside didn't slow down for little girls with nothing, but Ava had learned to smile anyway. Her mother, Monica, worked double shifts at the care home, and her older brother Jaden often watched her until late. That morning, Ava packed the only food they had left, half of a peanut butter sandwich wrapped in foil. It wasn't enough for breakfast, and certainly not enough for lunch, but it was hers, her tiny assurance in a world built on uncertainty. On her walk to school, Ava spotted a man sitting by the old bus stop bench, shivering in a threadbare jacket. His skin was pale beneath the scruff on his face, his eyes sunken and tired. A cardboard sign rested beside him, just hungry. Not hopeless. Their eyes met for a brief second. He didn't speak. He didn't ask. But Ava saw it, the same hunger she'd seen in the mirror. Without hesitation, she stepped forward and pulled out her sandwich. It ain't much, she whispered, her voice cracking, but it's warm. The man blinked in disbelief. Sweetheart, you keep that. You need it. Ava shook her head. I can share. And before he could refuse again, she pressed the sandwich into his trembling hands. He stared at it like it was gold. What's your name? He asked quietly. Ava. What's yours? Daniel, he said, voice thick. Thank you, Ava. She smiled and hurried off before she could cry. That night, Monica came home exhausted. She found Ava asleep at the table, schoolwork unfinished. Jaden, 15 and serious beyond his years, covered her with his jacket and whispered, she didn't eat today. Monica's heart cracked. I'm trying, she murmured. I'm trying so hard. They didn't know that kindness had already set something in motion. The knock. At sunrise the next day, a heavy pounding jolted the family awake. Bam bam bam. Jaden rushed to the door, his voice sharp with shock. Who is it? Memphis Police Department. We need to speak with an Ava Johnson. Monica's breath stopped. Fear flashed across her eyes. Police at their door had rarely meant anything good for families like theirs. She cracked open the door. 2 officers stood there, one older and calm, the other younger, holding his cap in his hands. Is Ava here? The older one asked gently. Monica's voice trembled. She's just a child. What is this about? Before they could answer, Ava peeked from behind the hallway wall, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Am I in trouble? The younger officer knelt down. Not at all. We came to talk to you about the man you helped yesterday. Monica's heart pounded louder than her thoughts. Jaden stepped protectively in front of his sister. What man? Monica asked, her voice rising with panic. The older cop spoke softly. The homeless man near Jefferson Avenue. His name is Daniel Carter. He came to the precinct last night. Monica gasped quietly. He walked in shaking, the officer continued. Said a little girl gave him her only food. He wanted us to know her name. He said, the officer paused, swallowing emotion. He said no one had looked at him like a human being in years. That sandwich saved his life. Ava blinked. Is he okay? He's at a shelter now, the younger cop said. A church volunteer gave him a bed and called us. He asked us to find you and to thank you. The tension drained from Monica's body like air from a balloon. Tears rolled silently down her cheeks. Then came the unexpected. The older officer handed Monica an envelope. A teacher from your daughter's school heard about what happened. She, along with a local outreach group, started something in Ava's name, the Sandwich Project. They're collecting food donations. A news crew might want to talk to you. Ava's eyes widened. Jaden looked stunned. Monica covered her mouth in disbelief. And Daniel? Ava asked quietly. He left this for you, the younger officer said, pulling out a folded page. Ava opened it carefully. In shaky handwriting, it read. You reminded me I'm still worth something. Because of you, I chose to live another day. I'll get better. And when I do, I'll make sure someone else eats, because you showed me how. Signed, Daniel Carter. Ava held the note to her chest. The ripples of kindness. Within a week, their small apartment was filled with paper bags and canned food. Neighbors donated bread. A local bakery offered weekly sandwiches. Volunteers formed teams to deliver meals to shelters. People who had never spoken to the Johnson family before now knocked on their door with smiles and boxes of support. Monica, overwhelmed, whispered, all because my baby shared what little she had. Ava didn't understand the fame, the cameras, or the sudden attention. She only understood hunger, and how good it felt to make it stop for someone, even just once. One afternoon, as she and Jaden helped pack sandwiches at the community center, Jaden nudged her. You know, he said softly, you did more in one morning than most adults do in a lifetime. Ava smiled. I just didn't want him to be hungry. Dash dash dash. A year later, Monica had taken a part-time job at the shelter that housed Daniel and others like him. She said it made her feel closer to the hope her daughter had sparked. Daniel returned months later, clean-shaven and working at a warehouse. He visited the Johnsons with a full heart and a basket of groceries. He knelt in front of Ava with tears in his eyes. You saved me on the day I was ready to give up. She hugged him tightly. Everyone deserves a sandwich. They laughed, and the world felt warm. Dash dash dash. The message that lasts. Ava never saw herself as a hero. She was just an 8-year-old girl who understood pain and still chose kindness. And in a world divided by color, poverty, and fear, an act as small as half a sandwich became a bridge, between strangers, between communities, between hopelessness and healing. Sometimes, change doesn't come from the powerful. It comes from those with nothing left but heart. Dash dash dash. If you'd like, a YouTube narration script format. Scene-by-scene image prompts. Voiceover pacing or dialogue additions. Or a title, description and hashtags. Just tell me, and I'll create it.